Wow, this is all moving very quickly. They've tried to cram way too much into this episode.
You will always
They just
be
happen to
welcome
have
in
a
our
key
dome
there, dude?
paradise.
Like, what?
Milady.
What is going on? All right, guys, we're back for Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 6. I gotta say, I'm a bit nervous about this episode. The reviews have been mixed, it looks like. People on Twitter and stuff have been making mixed review comments throughout the course of the day, which has me a bit nervous. Melissa has heard some mixed reviews as well. I'm not feeling super confident on it, to be honest. I just feel like this season is not super cohesive compared to last season and the season beforehand. I just don't feel that the story's really there. Like, I don't know what to look forward to in this week's episode because I don't really know what the overarching story is, which kind of concerns me. And it feels like the consensus is generally the same amongst Star Wars fans. We looked at some of the comments last week that some of you guys wrote in, and it seems like everyone's kind of on the same page about this, where like we don't really have a cohesive storyline for this season. It just seems to kind of be all over the place. I think the fact that they reunited Grogu and Mando in Book of Boba Fett really crippled the season a lot more than I thought it was going to. I really didn't think it was going to have a huge impact because I thought the writing would be really strong for the season, but it seems to have really impacted it in terms of like the overarching story, and it felt like that reunion was a little unearned. And if you're a watcher of just Mandalorian and not Book of Boba Fett, you're probably left confused. It also took away from the storyline of this season where like Mando wasn't needing to reunite with Grogu for a couple episodes, which I think would have been a lot more impactful and it would have driven some more tension on the storyline throughout the season. And we didn't get that. Then the storyline shifted to Mando going to the Mines of Mandalore, getting redeemed, and then he did that in the first 2 episodes. So now I'm kind of sitting here like, all right, how are they going to wrap this thing up? What's it going to look like? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't know how they're going to approach that. So I'm a little nervous going into this one, especially considering there's only 3 episodes left, including this one. So after this, there'll only be 2 episodes left, and that just doesn't feel like that's enough time to complete a really good story arc for the season. I might be wrong, though. I don't know. This could be a great episode. People could just be haters. The other thing that I'm a little annoyed about, and I'll get more into this on the breakdown because obviously I want to get into this reaction video, is the release times for this season has been terrible. Overlapping with Bad Batch was really annoying, to be honest, and also how they come out at midnight on Tuesday is just really annoying to me because I found this happening today where I got on Twitter this morning, or actually I wasn't even on Twitter, I was on Instagram this morning, and Jack Black made a post and he kind of just spoiled the episode for me. And I don't know, when you're watching TV, you want to have a show where you like gather around and you watch the show at the same time as everyone else. And when you release it at midnight the night before, then some people have watched it that night where most people haven't. Like for me, that's even 9 p.m. on Pacific time, but I don't want to do a reaction video at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'd rather take my time and wait. You know what I mean? And so it just makes it tough because the conversation doesn't all happen at once. It's on a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. It's not a great release date. I thought Fridays were good. It seemed to work for Fridays because people's schedule's a little bit more lax. It's the end of the week. There can be more conversation about it throughout the weekend, but I don't love this release schedule. I don't love the storyline of this season so far. The individual episodes are pretty good. Like they're pretty well put together. I just think it's missing a couple pieces for me. Like I want to see a really good overarching story, and we're really not getting that. It's just kind of like fragmented one episode after the next, and it doesn't seem like there's a grand vision for where this season's going. So I'm word vomiting right now. There's a lot of thoughts I have. I still have enjoyed a lot of these individual episodes. Like I said, I think the production value's been really good. The dialogue's been good. They've tightened up a lot of that stuff. It's just for the arc of the season, it's not as strong as last season, which is what I was really hoping for with season 3, especially once TV writers get a sense of where the characters are going and what the shows looked like. They're in their groove, especially coming off a really strong season like season 2. I thought they would have had it figured out. Also, they had a long time to get it sorted. You know, they had a couple years, which I also think has kind of contributed to the lackluster interest in the season thus far. It's like people aren't going to be as interested 2 years after the season came out. And like Grogu was a huge pulling in point. It was a huge attraction for a lot of people who hadn't watched Star Wars before. They had a lot of momentum leaving season 2. But now you wait 2 years, you get to season 3. It just doesn't, the magic isn't quite there as much. So that's my thoughts overall. I'm hoping this episode is good. I'm still rooting for it. It's probably a decent episode. I just really hope that they tie some things together nicely in the next 2, because it just doesn't feel as well put together thus far as season 2. So we'll see how it goes. Let's jump into the episode, though. I've talked enough. Don't forget, guys, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when our videos are coming out. We'll do a full breakdown on this Mandalorian episode with Melissa, my sister, and I. We'll talk through everything. We'll get through fan thoughts, so make sure to write us on our community page or write us in at anotherstarwarspod@gmail.com. And the best question will receive a free Another Star Wars Pod t-shirt from our merch shop, which you can check out down below. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at @star_wars_pod if you want to see our stupid memes and videos that we post pretty regularly. Anyways, what do you guys think of the episode? Let me know below, and we'll jump in and see how this one goes. I loved this episode. See, I thought this second episode was really strong.
It is time to retake Mandalore.
I don't get that part either. Like, I don't understand why she didn't just let Bo do it. Instead of making him go to Mandalore and getting redeemed for taking his helmet off, just say, okay, it's fine to have your helmet off. You have the Darksaber. You can unite both worlds as well. So I'm confused with this aspect of the story, but I guess we'll see where it goes. What language is that, I wonder? Is that a real language, or did they make it up? Because it sounds cool.
We are not Imperial either.
Ooh, Mandalorians.
We are Mandalorian. And sadly, you're too late to hire us.
Can't go back to that wretched palace.
Don't make us damage your girlfriend's pretty little ship. Captain, please. Talk to him.
Please go.
The voices don't really fit these guys very much in this season.
Is that all this was to you?
That's not what I meant.
Ew, gross.
Come with us, Prince.
Alright, so I guess this chapter we're going to learn about these other Mandalorians, and Bo-Katan might try to bring them into the fold.
Welcome to Plazier 15.
What is this,
Please
like
proceed
the
to your Hyperloop.
upside down with like reverse C-3PO and R2-D2? What is this?
Why do they have Imperial droids on an independent world?
Join us!
Oh,
Come!
there's Jack Black.
It's a party! Come! Everyone, special guests!
Oh, and Lizzo, okay.
Mandalorians! I hope you like secretions. Take a little sip. Come, please.
I'm always a fan of anything Jack Black is in. Let's see how well he fits into the Star Wars universe. This place looks awesome, to be fair.
In the room. I was once a facilities planning officer during the war.
And we fell in love.
She's not a great actress. Sorry. I just see Lizzo with a crazy headdress.
Please.
He doesn't take kindly to strangers.
They're getting along with these people quite easily and quickly for having just got to the planet. I'm a little confused by that. Like, they just bring him to their huge party immediately? It's kind of weird, right?
We have a problem.
Yes.
A droid problem. Power cycles, deleted task stacks,
Then it got worse.
traffic accidents, heavy equipment failures.
Just the hologram that follows her around?
Assault?
What?
Respectfully, what does this have to do with us?
The mercenary captain, Axe Woves, indicated that he split from you because you had designs on ruling Mandalore once again.
How did they get all that
That's been
information so
abandoned.
quickly?
The offer stands nonetheless.
Serve the community from the stockpile
Oh, Christopher Lloyd.
of captured Imperial
Right?
robots
Isn't that who that is?
scheduled to be scrapped at Carthage.
Great addition to Star Wars. Hell yeah.
Droids and others.
Oh, wow, he's looking old, dude. Glad he's still acting, though.
See what happens when you rely on droids?
Are you taking this personally?
Just pointing it out.
Let's just finish this so we can be on our way.
I forgot. Din is like racist against droids, isn't he? He hates them.
Friend of Ugnaught Queel, you will answer our questions and help us with our task. I have spoken.
Oh, they must have loved that guy.
Thank you for your hospitality and for sharing your
Nice
table with us.
motif in the back
We
as
were
well.
engaged to
The
hunt
music.
down and eliminate the malfunctioning droids.
There are no such droids.
You
See,
may
now
not
that's a
have heard
voice
the
that
news
fits
down
the
here,
character.
But your droids are wreaking havoc in the world above.
Galaxy. We, like you, have been engaged with a task to perform. We will investigate the dangerous incidents. We would appreciate your help.
Great practical effects here, too, if that's what they're using. They made all these Ugnaughts look so distinct from one another, which is really cool. It's not an easy task.
They all look suspicious.
Oh, this is a restricted area. You are to vacate
Oh, the
immediately.
OG Battle Droid
We have
voice.
two
Or not OG,
questions.
it's the Clone Wars Battle Droid voice.
Show me your identification, please.
We're here on
Good to
behalf
see
of
them
the
again.
Duchess to investigate the droid malfunctions.
Yes, I saw the reports.
Then this shouldn't phase them.
Sir? Excuse me? Excuse me?
He's just bullying the Battle Droids. Uh-oh. That was easy.
Oh, no.
The Battle Droids are just trying to find their way in the world after the Clone Wars. Din's just bullying them. The city looks awesome, by the way. I'd love to take a vacation there. No work, you just hang out. Recreation time all the time.
And there's an address.
A droid bar. Droids go and have fun. Go get hammered at the bar. What do they even do? Just get soaked in oil? I guess they are. They're just ingesting oil. Well, there you go. Does it get him hammered? Like, what happens at a droid bar? Oh, wow. Classic trope. And the music stops and everyone stares at him. Ha ha ha.
Can I help you?
Wouldn't it be funny if the bartender was a
That
human?
depends.
Because there are
Is this
droids
the
everywhere
resistor?
else.
This is Street. We are in full compliance with planetary law.
Great sound
If
design
you don't
here.
start answering questions,
Oh,
I'll
wow.
yank your memory circuit and dissect it back at the lab.
Jesus, good cop, bad cop here.
Nobody leaves.
Doing.
You're wasting your time. You can't reason with droids.
Their behavior's programmed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
All
like
they
the
do
only
is
thing you can
reason.
do. Yeah.
They're also programmed not to harm organics. How's that going?
Look here. Do you have a record of what each of the suspects ordered?
That is not how it works here. There is no selection of beverages as with organics. Here, droids are served nepenthe.
These are the remains.
They have a droid morgues? What? I guess it makes sense.
The particles are definitely present.
What are the chances that they're still active?
Whoops. Pretty high, I guess. Oof.
Yes, here we are. They were originally manufactured by the Techno Union.
Ooh.
Been in
Hell yeah,
cold
the Techno
storage for
Union.
ages. The chain title says it didn't arrive on Plazier through droid acquisitions. There's no record of this transaction on the government registry. These droids were ordered by an individual.
Is there a name?
Jedi Master Sifo
security.
Dyas.
Commissioner
Oh.
Hellgate.
Christopher Lloyd.
You're coming with us.
Everyone freeze! If I trigger this failsafe, it will convert the planet's docile workforce back into battle droids and unleash them upon the unsuspecting citizens of Plazier. Do it.
How do you plan on getting out of there?
Commissioner.
Yeah, literally.
Give yourself up.
Give up? I never give up. Count Dooku was a visionary. He was cut short in his prime by the Jedi and forces.
Oh.
Politics.
Oh, little man. It's cheating. You're cheating, buddy.
I've never seen such a streak.
As for now, you must live in exile on the moon of Paraquat.
Wow, they came to that determination pretty quick. No trial. Exile for him. No chance of redemption.
I also give to you both our highest honor, the key to Plazier.
Wow, this is all moving very quickly. They've tried to cram way too much into this episode.
You will always
They just
be
happen to
welcome
have
in
a
our
key
dome
there, dude?
paradise.
Like, what?
Milady.
What is going on?
And to this little one, I grant knighthood.
Okay. This is very
You
weird.
are now a knight of the Ancient Order of Independent Regencies. Go in peace, brave travelers, until our paths meet again.
Oh. Bye, little buddy.
I'll know when I get there.
So they just pulled an all-nighter. How are they not exhausted? They got there in the daytime, stayed up all night finding this thing that Christopher Lloyd was doing, delivered him, now going straight over to the Mandalorians. They must be exhausted.
Do you accept my challenge?
He's just gonna blow her up, dude? That'd be pretty intense. That was his first move, was shoot a missile? It's a little intense, man. Why didn't she just stab him there? She could have. What's the point of having the knife out if you're not gonna stab him? And he's just blasting her in the face, dude, with these punches. I don't know how she's not KO'd yet.
Mandalorians are stronger together. He is every bit the Mandalorian that they were.
Belongs to you. While exploring Mandalore, I was captured, and this blade was taken from me. Bo-Katan rescued me and slayed my captor. Would this blade then not belong to her?
She gets off on a technicality. I don't know that that's the best way to convey this information. They could have glued this together a little bit better, I think. Okay. Okay, Bryce Dallas Howard, not terrible directing. I'm confused by this though. So is this like Bo-Katan season then? Is each season about a different Mandalorian? That's kind of what I'm thinking now. Like it feels like maybe season 1 was about Din. Season 2 was more about Grogu, who's now technically a Mandalorian, I guess. And this season's more about Bo. So it's like each season it maybe carries a different meaning. Maybe next season it'll be about a different Mandalorian. I kind of think that's my theory now because the season doesn't have a ton to do with Din. It's like Bo-Katan. It's all about Bo-Katan. And again, there's not like a huge overarching story here. I guess if it is about Bo-Katan, then it's about her coming to power and reuniting the Mandalorians, which I guess would make sense. It's just, I don't love the way they're going about it, honestly. I think this little explanation at the end of how Bo-Katan technically won it from him in episode 2, like, and then everyone's like, okay, fine. That's just weird to me. As I mentioned earlier, I think they could have glued that together a little bit better, where that episode was placed closer to this one, and maybe it just naturally happened then, where Din gave it to her then when he got rescued, you know, because he clearly doesn't want to lead anyways. I don't know. I mean, there's just the way they're telling this story is kind of Clone Wars-esque, to be honest. They're trying to cram a lot in these episodes, and they kind of all stand on their own in a weird way, and they don't have enough connective tissue between one another. And I guess that's my biggest issue. I enjoyed this episode. It was a fun episode. The pacing of it was really quick. Like they get to this planet, Jack Black and Lizzo, which Jack Black was decent. I didn't love Lizzo. She's clearly not much of an actress. Sorry, I thought she was okay. It was just distracting. It's like I'm looking at Lizzo and Jack Black. I think it would have been better if they picked one or the other, like Jack Black and an unknown person, or like a different actor or actress, or vice versa with Lizzo. And they get there. That kind of takes you out of it. They already know immediately who Din and Bo are. And then they trust them immediately and are like, hey, we need help with this battle droid situation. Which, by the way, I loved seeing the battle droids. That was awesome. Then they solve this mystery murder thing in like a couple hours. And then they return Christopher Lloyd back to them, which I'm a little confused on that point too. Like, he was a separatist, I get that, but why was he making the droids malfunction one by one? He just was trying to destroy the democracy that was in that town. That motivation doesn't make a ton of sense to me. That was kind of weird. His plan sucked, and they crammed that all really quickly. So it was a little side adventure to go get to talk to the Mandalorians, that's really the plot forwarding stuff here. Was the last 5 minutes when Bo goes and challenges Wolf or whatever that guy's name is, Axiom or whatever, and then she becomes the new leader, and that's the only plot forwarding information in this episode. Really, the rest of it didn't really have much to do with that, other than go do this mission for me, and then I'll let you go talk to the Mandalorians. So I don't love that way of storytelling. I think each episode should connect with the last one, make you look forward or have at least an idea of what's going to happen in the next episode, because there's an overarching theme here. And I know I keep saying that. It's just weird to me. This felt kind of like they just tried to cram too much into this episode to get to like 2 minutes of like actually season forwarding plot information. So look, there was a lot of positives about it. There's a lot of stuff I liked about this episode individually. Like the droid bar is cool. The droid practical effects were awesome. The Ugnaughts practical effects were really, really good. The lighting was really cool in the city. The city felt immersive. I wish they would have spent more time there. I don't know why they didn't have more scenes there. They should have had the whole episode be solving this murder mystery thing, I guess, and like have more plot forwarding points throughout. Like that's what I would have done. Thought that was cool. I think the guy's voice at the beginning did not fit his voice at all. The Mon Calamarian Prince guy. The voices for the Ugnaughts were good. Cinematography was good. The music was really good. The sound design was excellent. I loved that droid in the bar. I thought there was a lot of really cool elements. It's an entertaining episode, that's for sure. I'm just like looking at the season right now, the overarching story of it. It's not as compelling as it could be, I suppose. So I'm still enjoying it. Like each episode, one on by one, these are fun episodes. But is it as good as season 2? No. And that's really like what we're comparing this to, and every other TV show, by the way, too. I'm going to do the same thing with this show that I did with Andor, which is like, if we compare it to all the other great TV out there, is it on the same standard in terms of storytelling? And I don't necessarily think that it's quite there. But good episode overall, like in terms of engagement and fun. I thought it was good. I think some of the dialogue was a little corny. And also, who's the main character right now? Because Grogu's been sidelined, dude. My boy Grogu has been sidelined, and that breaks my little heart. He's such a good character, and he's just kind of chilling out now. Again, this would have been so much more impactful and more cohesive of a season if we would have picked up where we left off in season 2, and then he has to go get Grogu. But I guess that doesn't kind of fit the theme of this season. I don't know. It just feels a little fragmented to me. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below or email us at anotherstarwarspod@gmail.com and let us know what you guys think, because we'll read out questions, comments on the show, and the best theory/question we'll receive at Another Star Wars Podcast t-shirt from our merch store, which you guys can see below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell if you guys are enjoying this. Please let us know. Go leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You guys can watch videos on Spotify too. We'll be doing a full breakdown, which is why you need to subscribe. We were going to do a full breakdown, scene by scene, as we've been doing. If you haven't been watching those, go catch up. Also, go watch our finale Bad Batch breakdown. I'm kind of bummed that show's over with because it ended really interestingly. I thought we'd do a really in-depth analysis on that, but we'll be doing one on this show too. And then we have only 2 episodes left, and I don't know how they're going to tie all that in. the story, like the main theme for it, doesn't seem quite there to me. But I'm going to think about it. I'll probably watch this episode again, write some notes, chat with Melissa. We'll do a breakdown, so don't forget to tune into that. Write us a comment here or on the community page and let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it on the show. Am I missing the mark? Am I missing something here? Or do you guys agree with me? Do you guys kind of feel the same way I do? Please let me know, and we'll talk about it. So we'll come back next week for the second to last episode of The Mandalorian. This season's going by quick, and we'll see you guys then. Actually, we'll see you on our breakdown video. So make sure to like, subscribe, please. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.